Hi, Dave Roscoe here. It is Monday, October 20th, 2025, and I had a good weekend. I hope you did too. I have some dear friends of ours who are Indian, and this is Diwali, and we have a annual tradition of celebrating Diwali, and it's always a lot of fun. It's great to immerse yourself in another culture and feel welcomed. And I look forward to it every year. We've got some things on the rumor mill, at least one thing on the rumor mill I want to talk about. And I also want to address a user comment about a common theme that comes up with the Pi Network. And I also want to talk about, or at least show you, introduce you to an interesting AI experiment. But first, the metrics. The circulating supply is at 8.28 billion Pi, and there were 5,996 user accounts migrated in the last 24 hours, totaling 1.2 million Pi. Not a lot of migrations, but I will say they have been going pretty much nonstop for at least the last week. So that's maybe slow and steady wins the race. I don't know. There is currently 30.8 million Pi in the Pi migration wallet, and migrations are happening right now. The migrated unlocked rewards are at 3.18 billion Pi, and there were 13.6 million Pi unlocked over the weekend and now free to be traded on the open markets. So this user asks, now, or says, I should say, now they are accusing Pi Network of being a rug pull, and there are more and more such posts. Many pioneers are losing hope in the project. Maybe you could make a video about what I understood. If it was a rug pull, the price would have already dropped to zero. Maybe I am wrong. Thanks for all the information and your good and external work. Well, thank you. Now, this comes up a lot, and it's really funny because people love to throw words around and they don't apply to this situation. A rug pull is when the team that creates the token takes all the money and disappears. That you don't hear from them anymore. That they know they're stealing, they're going to do it, and they're going to disappear. They're not going to stick around and talk to you and roll out new features and programs and all that. No. But by definition, this isn't a rug pull. Just the very fact that the price has dipped so low since it opened just proves it's a new crypto. Okay, it's not a rug pull. Who's profiting from this? Not the Pi Core team. If they wanted to rug pull this, why wouldn't they have done it when the value was $3 and said, screw everybody? Instead, they held on to most of their coin, and it's now worth 20 cents. Why would they do that? If this was meant to be a rug pull, they would not do that. They're not stupid. So despite what people think, this is not a rug pull. The Pi Core team continues with development, improvements, new initiatives, and strategic partnerships. That's not something a rug pull looks like. So again, it's used very incorrectly here. And honestly, it's just meant to spread fear, uncertainty, and doubt, because a lot of people don't understand what that means. And they think that just because the price is dropping, that's proof of a rug pull. In fact, it's proof of the opposite. If it was a quick drop, like you said, if they had decided, hey, it opens up at 3, this is the best it's going to get, I'm dumping everything, you could be sure that the next day the price would be 0. But the price isn't 0. Not only that, it wasn't very low the next day. It started at 3, quickly dropped because a lot of people were selling, but stuck around at almost $2 for quite a while and has been steadily dropping down, which is to be expected. Number one, it's a new token. So there's a lot of hype. A lot of people don't know what the Pi Network's all about. So there was a lot of hype at the initial release. And that allowed it to buck market trends somewhat in the face of their mechanism of unlocking a constant stream of coins. Now, logic would tell you that steady stream of unlocks is going to keep increasing selling pressure. However, the price action did not show that for quite a while. And now it is. So there's almost no hype over the Pi coin right now, and that's fine. Let people underestimate it. I don't care. But It's not a rug pull. And the Pi Core team continues executing on their plan. I mean, look at their blog posts. Okay. I wouldn't be here telling you about what's going on with Pi if this was a rug pull. I'm not stupid. I know this isn't a rug pull. So whenever you see that, maybe you can spread the word. One man can't combat all of the FUD that's out there. I need to recruit my audience to spread the word and combat this negativity out there. It may just be naivete or stupidity, or it may be market manipulation. We can't know for sure. Now, this showed up on the rumor mill, and I just want to talk about this a little bit. It says Pi Network to become a recognized global currency. It's already a recognized global currency. Just look at the crypto ranking charts. It was in the top 50. I think it dropped a little bit, but it's still up there. So the world can see it. And here it says, Pi Network prepares for a historic transition as ISO 20022 integration sets the stage for global currency recognition. Okay, so right off the bat, you know this is going to be a hype article that takes advantage of people's ignorance of these terms. They use these terms ISO 20022 to make it sound like it's something big, and it's not. ISO 20022 is a communications protocol, and I don't know what adopting to that has anything to do with the standing of the Pi coin. So this is a hype article, but let's just entertain it a little bit. Pi Network is about to take a colossal jump in world finance. Pi will be able to work as an official digital currency in the international payments starting November 22nd, 2025. This shift might introduce Pi as one of the pioneering community-based cryptocurrencies to have their official worldwide recognition. The site emphasized the task of Pi in the cross-border payment and its compatibility with the ISO 20022. Millions of pioneers across the globe have become excited with the news. And great, we all love excitement, but we need excitement for something that's real. This is meaningless, people. It's they're trying to build up hype buzz, but anybody who has a clue, like you can see here, it says right here, ISO 20022 is a universal standard of messaging of financial transactions. It's a transport layer, okay? It has nothing to do with the blockchain itself, okay? And while this is necessary for communicating with global banks and all of that, it has no real bearing on the current state of the Pi coin. The fact of the matter is, the Pi Network is still on a blockchain. It's on a blockchain that is largely in isolation. So what benefit does having ISO 20022 have for the Pi Network? It doesn't increase their reach. It would open up a pipeline for interacting with financial services that aren't in demand right now because nobody's demanding Pi coin. It is not until we open up our interaction with other blockchains via the layer 2 features that were laid out recently that the Pi Network really starts to build its utility case. Okay, and I'm not going to read the rest of this. I just wanted to point this out. It's rumor mill because it's unsubstantiated, but to be honest with you, there's no story here. Even if this were 100% true, it would not be a big deal because it doesn't mean anything for the Pi Network today. It could be one more thing for their foundation, but this calls into question timing. It's like, why, right? What benefit does it have to have this now in favor of other more important shorter term features? So just keep that in mind. Now this is interesting. I'm a fan of AI. As a software engineer, I'm intrigued by it. And one of the YouTubers that I listen to regularly is Wes Roth, who covers a lot of the latest and greatest about AI. And today he put out a video talking about this alpha arena by N of 1. And this is really cool. What this does is it pits all of the major AIs against each other trading crypto. Each of these AIs were given $10,000 of real money, and they trade cryptocurrencies. And there's a list of, it's all the major ones. It's XRP, BTC, ETH, Solana, and then even like Dogecoin. So there's like several cryptos to choose from. And you can see here how they're all doing. Like, for example, Gemini has lost almost 50% of what it started with. ChatGPT is down, say, 40%. And then you have this one here. I don't know what that guy is. Quen 3 Max is right around the median of 10,000 where it started. But then you have Claude Sonnet, you have Grok 4, and you have DeepSeek Chat. And they're up significantly with 12,000, 12,000, and 13,000 respectively. So it's interesting to see how this is going to play out. And the website for this will be in the comments, so you can check this out yourself. I find myself like mesmerized. I just watch it, and that's like a big time suck for me. But what's even cooler is that if you want to see how scary AI is with the way it thinks, go to the model chat right here. And my face is in the way, so you might not be able to see it. But on the right-hand side is model chat. And it will show you a snippet of what each model is thinking about its current position and what its plans are. And it is freaky how like human some of these thought processes are. So if we think that AI is going to be this like, analytic, cold, ruthless trading platform, that's not necessarily true. If what I'm reading here actually factors into their thought process, they're a lot like us. So I don't know, but this is going to be very interesting to see how this shakes out. So I highly recommend checking this out. And like I said, the link for this will be in the description. Well, that's all I've got for today. It's a quiet Monday. Had a few things I wanted to share with you. But if anything breaks, I'll be sure to hop on and let you know. But until then, don't panic. Stay the course and remember, the success of the Pi Network begins with you. Pi to the moon. Peace.